inaasahan, ang kabalikat ng bayan. Handog sa miyembro, serbisyo magkabago. Express.
Mabuting araw po, Sir Jomer.
Turan, did you miss me? Tagal kong nawala, di ba? Nagulat ba kayo? Okay. Ayan na. Di ba? Okay, so thank you, Luis. So, ayan, mga ka-eskwela. So, ayan, chinichill ko lang kayo kasi syempre naman, di ba? So, ang ganda ng topic natin, di ba? Yung unang-unang topic pa lang natin, ang ganda na retirement benefit. So, sabi nga namin sa mga seminars natin, parang bawat institution or bawat company, parang merong certain, ano bang tawag dito? Yung main product. Diba? So, ESSS, so kumbaga, kung kay Jollibee, ito yung Chicken Joy. Diba? So, the retirement benefit. Okay? So, pag-uusapan natin yan. So, let me just share my PowerPoint presentation. Saglit lang po. Give me a few seconds. There you go. Visible na ba siya, mga facilitators?
Yes, sir. We can see your presentation and loud and clear po ang inyong audio.
Okay, thank you. So, again, our first topic natin ngayon is retirement benefits. So, the outline of my presentation, pag-uusapan natin the definition and the qualifying condition, followed by the manner filing, at pangatlo, yung employer certification. Okay, so ano nga ba ang retirement benefit? So, retirement benefit is a cash benefit paid to a member who can no longer work due to old age. So, hindi na makapagtrabaho dulot ng katandaan. So, ano ba yung mga qualifying conditions natin para ang isang miyembro ay makwalipika na makatanggap o makapag-avail ng ating retirement benefit? Okay, so for the age, okay, so meron tayong 60 years old. So yun yung ating optional retirement age. And then we have yung 65 years old naman as yung ating compulsory retirement age. So for those who are asking, wala na bang mas bababa, sir, doon sa 60 years old? Actually, meron. So for racers jockey, okay, so from 60 na optional retirement age and 65 years old na compulsory retirement age, so pinababa siya to 55 years old, yung compulsory retirement age. Okay, so that is effective May 24 of 2016. So again, also yung date of retirement should not be earlier than that date. Okay, so aside from the racers jockey, pinababa din po yung retirement age ng ating mga mine worker. So again, from 60 and 65 years old, actually, nung March 13, 1998, pinababa to 55 years old. And effective April 27 of 2016, pinababa pa siya lalo to 50 years old. So yung optional retirement age. Samantalang yung compulsory or yung tinatawag natin na technical retirement age naman ay binaba naman sa 60 years old. Okay? So yan po. So again, for ibang mga nagtatanong sa atin, for regular workers, okay, so again, 60 and 65 years old tayo. 60 optional, 65 years old compulsory retirement age. Okay. So ano yung other qualifying conditions natin? Para makatanggap ng monthly pension ng isang retiree, kinakailangan na meron siyang hindi bababa sa 120 contribution. So that's our magic number pagdating sa retirement. So pag chinek natin yung records natin at nakita natin na meron tayong at least 120. By the way, 120, that is equivalent to 10 years kung tuloy-tuloy tayong naguhulog kay SSS. But then, again, pagdating naman sa retirement, not necessarily na tuloy-tuloy itong 120. Basta nakaipon tayo ng at least 120 prior to the semester of retirement, then pension po yung matatanggap natin. If kulang siya sa 120 months, then ang benefit po natin will be in lump sum. Pero ito po ang kagandahan kay SSS. Meron tayong option to continue paying our contribution to complete the 120. So pag pumunta po kayo sa mga branches natin, nag-inquire kayo ng inyong records, nakita ninyo na meron lang kayong 100 contribution. Sabihin na lang natin, member is already 65 years old. Automatic po ba na lump sum benefit? Hindi po. So, meron po binibigyan natin ng option yung ating miyembro to continue to pay their contribution para mabuo yung 120 months, thus for them to be entitled to receive monthly pension. Kasi po ang kagandahan kay SSS, kung tayo po ay qualified na tumanggap ng buwanang pension, Una po, meron tayong option to advance yung ating 18 months pension. So yung 1.5 year pension natin, pwede nating i-advance yan. So for our retirees, kung halimbawa nagpaplano siya na magtayo ng isang negosyo o di kaya naman medyo kumbaga pampagawa ng bahay, pampadagdag, di ba? So pwede po niyang i-advance yung kanyang 1.5 year pension. What else? Every December, may 13-month bonus tayo na pinagkakaloob sa ating mga retirees. Okay, so times 2 po ang pension nila every December. And kung meron siyang minor child or children, meron din po tayong pinagkakaloob na dependence pension. So ano po ba itong dependence pension na to? Ito pong dependence pension ay pinagkakaloob sa legitimate, legitimated, legally adopted, and illegitimate child or children ng isang retiree. So pag sinabi nating child or children, so yung edad po nila should not exceed 21 years old, unmarried, and not gainfully employed. Kung sakali naman po na ang isang retiree ay may anak na congenitally incapacitated, ibig sabihin po, incapable of self-support physically or mentally, kahit po over 21 years old na po yung bata, tuloy-tuloy po na ipinagkakaloob natin sa kanya yung dependence pension. Okay. So for the dependence pension, okay, so pinagkakaloob po ito up to 5 minor children starting from the youngest without substitution. So priority po yung ating legitimate, legitimated, and legally adopted. So kung halimbawa kulang po sa 5, para mabuo yung maximum na 5 children, po pwede po tayong kumuha sa mga illegitimate child or children. However, kung more than 5 dependent children na siya, preference will be given to the legitimate, legitimated, and legally adopted ones. So magkano po ba yung dependence pension? Dependence pension is equivalent to 10% of the basic monthly pension or 250, whichever is higher. So yung dependence pension po, matitigil po yan kung yung bata po ay nagpakasal, enters into common law relationship upon reaching the age of 18 years old, or has reached the age of 18 while in a common law relationship, or kaya naman po naging gainfully employed siya, or umabot na sa edad na 21 years old, or recovered from disability or incapacity, recovered from disability, or kung sakali po na namatay. Okay? So yun po yung mga cases natin na kung saan pwede pong suspend yung ating dependence pension. Okay. So balik ulit tayo dun sa retirement. So normally, yung pagdating po sa age of retirement, familiar tayo dun sa 60 and 65 years old. Pero pagdating po sa date of retirement, 4 po yung possible na date of retirement natin. So yung una, yung ating date of separation. Okay? So date of separation, applicable po ito sa mga miyembro age 60 to 64 years old. So yung sinasabi natin date of separation is separation from employment. Halimbawa, yung miyembro meron na siyang 300 contribution and he is already 60 years old. Nagpaalam na siya sa company niya, sa employer na siya ay magre-retire na. Pero pinakausapan siya ng employer niya na magstay pa for 2 more years para i-train yung papalit sa kanya. So pumayag naman siya. So nagstay pa siya ng 2 taon pa doon sa kumpanya. So ang tanong ngayon, kailan yung magiging date of retirement niya? So yung date of retirement niya will be yung date of separation, yung month na wala nang papasok na contribution. Okay? Second, na possible na maging date of retirement is yung 60th birthday. Itong 60th birthday natin, very significant kasi sa mga miyembro talaga yung 60th birthday. So marami siyang gusto talaga nila, yung date of retirement nila is also yung kanilang 60th birthday. So if that's the case, kung may mga kilala kayo, halimbawa, lalo na yung mga participants natin dito na employer representatives or employers na nag-abiso sa kanila na, sir, magre-resign na po ako, ma'am, magre-retire na po ako pagtungtong ko ng 60. Okay? Kasi gusto ko ang pension ko will start also on my 60th birthday. Okay? So if that's the case, halimbawa, ang birthday ng inyong ng isang miyembro, sabihin na lang natin November 10. Okay? So November 10 next month. Okay? So dapat po, okay, on or before end of the month following yung birth month, okay, dapat po ay separated na from employment yung ating miyembro. So kung halimbawa ang kanyang birthday nga po is November 10, ibig sabihin on or before yung date of separation na nakalagay doon sa kanyang certificate of employment, dapat po hindi yan lalabas ng October 31st. Okay, so it should be October 31 or backwards. Okay. Then third, 65th birthday. So that is regardless kung ang miyembro man ay employed or hindi. So again, yun yung ating technical retirement age. Okay? Then last is yung ating month after the semester of 120th contribution. So again, applicable to sa mga miyembro na nagkukumpleto ng 120 para sila po ay makwalipika na makatanggap ng monthly pension. Okay? So again, yan po yung ating apat na date of retirement. Uulitin po natin. Date of separation, 60th birthday, 65th birthday, and month after the semester of 120th contribution. So paano po natin kinukompute naman ang pension kay SSS? So natukoy na natin yung date of retirement. Ngayon pag-uusapan naman natin paano ba kinukompute yung pension kay SSS. Okay, so di ba most probably baka yung iba sa inyo di ba naku-curious paano ba nagko-compute si SSS ng pension? Okay, so ano ba yung mga nakakaapekto sa pension ng isang miyembro? So the amount of retirement benefit will depend on the following three factors. Okay, so may tatlong factor na nakakaapekto sa pension ng isang retiree. Una, yung ating average monthly salary credit. Okay, dami at laki ng hulog ng isang miyembro. So again, nire-represent yan ng average monthly salary credit. Okay, gaano karami, gaano kalaki yung hinuhulog ninyo. Pangalawa, yung credited years of service. Nire-represent naman ito yung tagal ng paghuhulog kay SSS. Gaano ka na ba katagal na naghuhulog kay SSS? Again, nire-represent yan ng credited years of service. At pangatlo, okay, yung number of dependent child or children, if any. Okay, so kanina natutunan natin, di po ba, sa dependence pension. So magkano ba ang dependence pension? Again, it's 10% of the basic monthly pension or 250 whichever is higher, and that is applicable up to 5 minor children starting from the youngest without substitution. So definitely nakaka-apekto siya sa pension ng isang pensioner. So just imagine kung ang pension ng isang retiree is nasa halagang sabihin na lang natin 15,000 pesos. Okay, so tapos meron siyang 5 anak na below 21 years old. Okay, so just imagine, bawat bata meron silang dependence pension na nagkakahalaga na 1,500. So i-multiply mo yun by 5, so that's 7,500. Di po ba? So imagine from 15,000, idagdag mo yung 7,500 na dependence pension. Okay, so magkano na magiging pension ng ating retiree? So from 15 to 22,500 plus yung additional pa natin na 1,000. Okay, so again, yan yung tatlong factor na nakaka-apekto sa pension ng isang retiree. So pagdating naman po sa formula sa pag-compute ng pension, so may tatlo po tayong sinusunod dyan na formula. So the highest amount derived from using the three formulas, yun po yung magiging pension ng retiree. Okay, so yung first formula natin, yung 300 plus 20% times AMSC plus 2% times AMSC times CYS minus 10. So dito sa first formula, ginagamit natin dito yung average monthly salary credit. So yan po yung AMSC at yung credited years of service o CYS. Okay, yung second formula naman, 40% times your average monthly salary credit. At yung third formula naman, minimum pension. Actually, yung pangatlo, hindi nga siya formula kasi fixed na siya eh. So, ang tinitignan na lang po natin dito ay yung credited years of service. Ilan po ba yung na-earn ninyo na credited years of service? So, doon po nakabase kung magkano po yung pinakamababang pension na pwede ninyong matanggap. So kung yung miyembro po ay mayroong kulang, okay, mas bababa sa 10 CYS or credited years of service, ang pinakamababang pension po dyan ay nasa 1,000. Kung yan po ay nasa 10 CYS, 1,200. At kung umabot po yan ng 20 CYS and above, ang pinakamababang pension po ay nasa 2,400. And effective January 2017, meron po tayong additional benefit na 1,000 pesos. Okay. Yan. So how to determine? So isa-isahin muna po natin. Kanina sabi natin ano ba yung mga factor na nakaka-apekto? Average monthly salary credit, credited years of service, at saka independent child or children. So napag-usapan na natin yung dependence pension. Ngayon yung dalawang factor na lang. The average monthly salary credit at saka yung credited years of service. Paano ba kinukuha yung average monthly salary credit? May dalawang formula tayo dyan na ginagamit. Una, the sum of the last 60 monthly salary credit prior to the semester of contingency. Kukunin natin muna, i-exclude natin yung semester of contingency. So halimbawa, yung date of retirement is this month, October 2024. So yung semester of contingency po niyan will be from July to December 2024. Ibig sabihin, starting June 2024, paatras, kukunin natin yung last 60 posted monthly salary credit. Ito-total natin yan and then i-divide din natin by 60 para makuha natin yung average. Yung second formula naman, the sum of all monthly salary credit prior to the semester of contingency and divide it by the number of contributions paid in the same. Again, halimbawa, ang date of retirement ay October 2024. Ang semester of contingency niya will be from July to December. Ibig sabihin, bibilangin natin, nakailang hulog siya hanggang June 2024. Okay? So kung halimbawa, yung miyembro, meron siyang 200 contribution from his first contribution up to June 2024, nakabuo siya, meron siyang naipon na nasa 200 contribution. I-total po natin yung 200 monthly salary credit na yun and then i-divide din natin by 200. Okay? So kung alin po yung mataas sa dalawa, okay? Yung mataas na value na makukuha natin, yun po yung gagamitin natin na average monthly salary credit. Okay? Then, yung credited years of service naman. For the credited years of service, tatlo yan. So, meron tayong Formula A, Formula B, and Formula C. Okay. So, yung tinutotal lang po natin. Okay. So, yung A, B, and C. So, ito po yung nakikita niyo ngayon sa inyong screen. Yung Formula A plus B plus C, ginagamit natin yan, tinutotal natin yan. Kung yung miyembro kung yung isang tao ay naging miyembro na ng SSS prior to 1985. Samantala naman, Formula B and C lang ang tinutotal natin kung yung kanyang membership ay nag-umpisa after January of 1985. Okay. So paano ba natin kinukuha yung CYS para sa A, B, and C? Yung Formula A is the number of calendar years from the date of coverage up to 1984. Okay, so ito yung tinatawag natin na bonus CYS. Kasi ang tinitignan na lang natin dito is yung calendar year of coverage. Okay, so kailan ba kayo naging miyembro ng SSS? Kung kayo ay naging miyembro prior to 1985. So halimbawa yung, halimbawa na lang, for example, si Juan de la Cruz, okay, naging miyembro siya. Sabihin na lang natin January 1970. So anong gagawin lang natin? From 1970 to 1984, so that's 15 years. So that's 15 CYS. So hindi na natin titignan may hulog ba yan. Okay? So ang importante, yung calendar year of coverage na 1970. So from 1970 to 1984, so that's 15 years. So that's also equivalent to 15 CYS. Okay. Yung Formula B naman, from year 1985 to 2001, kinakailangan na yung miyembro meron siyang hindi bababa sa 6 months contribution for each year to earn 1 CYS. Okay? By the way, yung 1985 to 2001, that is 17 years. So, if walang naging gap in service yung miyembro, or sabihin na lang natin, meron siyang hindi bababa sa 6 contribution each year starting 1985 to 2001. So, pwede rin niyang makuha yung maximum CYS for Formula B na 17 CYS. Okay? And then, for Formula C naman, from January 2002 up to the calendar year containing the semester prior to the contingency, tapos ito-total natin yan and then i-divide natin by 12. Halimbawa, sabihin na lang natin yung miyembro, again, ang date of retirement niya ay October 2024. Okay, so ang kanyang semester of contingency, so dahil yun na i-exclude natin, di ba? So exclude natin yung July to December 2024. Ipagpalagay na lang natin na yung miyembro nakaipon siya ng 132 contribution, okay, from January 2002 up to June 2024. So 132 months. So ang gagawin natin, i-divide lang natin yun by 12. So ibig sabihin, meron siyang na-earn na nasa 11 CYS. Okay? So ito-total lang natin, bibilangin lang natin na kailang hulog ka starting January 2002 up to the month prior to the semester of retirement, and then i-divide mo siya by 12. So pag nakuha na ninyo yung CYS for Formula A, B, and C, ito-total natin yan at yun po yung magiging total credited years of service ninyo. Okay? So once na makuha na ninyo yung CYS at ganoon din kanina yung ating average monthly salary credit, babalik tayo dito sa formula natin. Yung po yung i-apply natin dito sa ating tatlong formula. So kung alin ang mataas sa tatlo, yun po yung magiging pension ng ating retiree. Okay? So now, let's proceed to the manner of filing. Paano ba sinasubmit yung retirement benefit application kay SSS? So dalawa po yan. Dalawa po yung option ng isang retiree. They can either submit it personally, so at any SSS nearest you, or pwede rin pong isubmit yan online. So para po dun sa mga miyembro na prefer nila na mag-submit ng retirement benefit application personally, so we highly suggest na sila po ay mag-avail ng ating online appointment. Okay? So this is to maximize yung ating time at para makasigurado tayo na pagka tayo po ay pumunta sa branch ay ma-entertain ho tayo. Okay? Kasi may mga cases po na baka pagpunta ng isang miyembro sa SSS branch natin para po mag-file ng retirement, hindi sila ma-accommodate for the reason na puno na po yung okay, puno na po yung slot. Kumbaga, marami ring mga senior citizens ang nakapila na magpa-file din ng kanilang retirement benefit. Okay? So ito'y paalala lang sa ating mga miyembro na mas pinili po na mag-submit ng retirement benefit application over the counter. Na again, gamitin po natin itong online appointment system natin. Okay. So although over the counter po tayo, required pa rin po tayo na dapat meron tayong nakaregister na disbursement account sa ating My.SSS kasi dito po i-credit yung ating pension once na ma-process po yung ating retirement benefit application. So prepare the application form plus the supporting document. By the way, yung form po, downloadable yan sa ating SSS website. Ganun din po yung list of supporting document. Submit the duly accomplished retirement application form together with the supporting documents sa SSS branch office on your scheduled date and wait for the official notice from SSS. So you will be notified via text or email on the status of your application. So para naman sa mga miyembro natin who wanted to follow up the retirement application, okay, so pwede po ninyong i-follow up yan sa ating usap tayo at sss.gov.ph. So yan po yung ating official email address. Again, usap tayo at sss.gov.ph. So don't forget to include your SSS number, your full name, your date of birth, as well as yung mga valid ID ninyo pag tayo po ay magpa-follow up ng ating retirement benefit application. Okay? So for the documentary requirements, actually for the form, retirement claim application form lang po yan. Again, that is downloadable sa ating SSS website. So meron din po tayong application for DDR benefit under the portability law. So yung mga miyembro natin na nagserbisyo din sa gobyerno, so na gustong i-avail yung portability law, so may separate application form po tayo. For the valid ID, so present the original and submit the photocopies, certified true copies of your supporting document. Hindi po namin kinukuha yung original. Okay? So bago po kayo pumunta kay SSS to submit your retirement claim application together with the supporting document, i-photocopy nyo na po yan. Okay? So i-photocopy nyo na po yung supporting document. Again, hindi po namin kinukuha ang original, yung photocopy lang. But you have to bring the original kasi kinukompare po namin yan to check the authenticity ng mga sinasubmit ninyo na document. Okay? So for the other documentary requirements, kung yung miyembro po ay at least 60 years old but below 65, kung kayo po ay employed, certificate of separation issued by your last employer or certificate of employment issued by your last employer stating the period of employment. Kung sakali naman po na sabihan lang natin, sarado ng company, affidavit of separation from employment or cessation of self-employment with undertaking regardless of the status of your employer. Okay. So kung meron naman pong minor child or children, yung retiree, birth certificate po ng bata. Okay. So paano naman mag-submit ng retirement application online? Okay, so ito po yung second option ng ating mga miyembro. So pwede po siyang i-submit via your My.SSS account. So all you have to do is log into your My.SSS account and under the benefits menu, i-click nyo lang po yung apply for retirement. Ensure na updated po yung inyong contact information before you proceed with your application. Okay? So, para po doon sa online application, ang una pong ipapakita sa inyo ng system ay yung inyong employment history. So, you have to check kung yan po ay in order and correct. Okay, so kung may discrepancy, so pwede po ninyo i-cancel yung inyong application and visit any SSS office nearest you and request for manual verification. Pero kung in order siya and correct, click on the proceed button to continue. So next step po, sasagutin nyo lang po yung mga questions. So answerable ba yan po? Answerable po yan ng yes or no. Then after that, ipapakita na po sa inyo ng system yung inyong effective date of retirement as well as yung estimated retirement pension. So dito po, meron na kayo idea, more or less, magkano yung magiging pension ninyo. So if you agree, click on proceed to continue. So after that, ipapakita naman ng system, okay, yung mga previously na in-avail ninyo, previously na provided nyo na information. So validate the details provided and select whether you wish to avail of the 18 months advance pension. So ito po yan. So nandito po siya. Yung mga gusto mag-avail ng advance 18 months. I-click nyo lang po, yes or no. Okay? So yung, by the way, ito pong option na to is not available for retirees with at least 15 months accrued pension. Okay? So after providing yung mga other information, click on proceed again to continue. So after clicking on the proceed button, so again, i-display na ho ng system lahat po ng pre-provide ninyo na information. So kindly confirm the information provided at if it is correct and in order, click on proceed to continue. So ang next step po, online certification with undertaking. So just tick the box if you agree and click on certify and submit button to continue. So after clicking on certify and submit, so as proof that you have successfully submitted your application for retirement, meron pong corresponding transaction number yan. Okay, so tandaan po natin, lahat ng transaction i-avail po ninyo, mapa sa SSS website yan or sa ating mobile app may corresponding transaction number yan. So kung halimbawa, after clicking the certify and submit, nag-blank screen lang siya, ulitin lang po natin. Okay, again, dapat may transaction number yan. Also, as proof na successfully nasabit po natin yung ating application, meron pong notification tayo na matatanggap sa ating My SSS inbox. Ganun din po sa ating registered email address. Okay. Next, yung employer certification of retirement. So this is for employed members. Okay. So, sino po ba yung nire-require ng employer certification? So, yung nire-require po dito yung mga miyembro natin na mayroong posted contribution doon sa kanilang 12-month period prior to month of retirement. Okay? So, sila po yung mga nire-require ng employer certification. So, below 65 years old at sila po ay mayroong contribution within the 12-month period prior to month of retirement. Okay? So, again, paano ba nagsicertify ang employer natin? So, yung nakikita po ninyo ngayon sa inyong screen, yan po yung ating employer dashboard. So, dito po makikita ng employer ninyo, okay, kung meron silang for certification. So, i-validate lang po ng employer. Kung yung empleyado, baka mamaya kasi bakit dumadaan po yan kay employer? Kasi baka mamaya si member employed pa, nagpa-file na ng retirement. Okay, so pwede i-reject ng employer yan. Sabi ng employer, employed pa to, bakit nagpa-file ng retirement sa inyo? Diba? So, yung pala, finalsify pala yung ibang mga documents, gumawa ng peke na certificate of separation. So, that's it. So, yung mga ganong cases. So, kaya po dumadaan yan sa employer further certification. Okay? So, tandaan lang natin, reminder lang sa ating mga miyembro, always check your registered email address for the retirement benefit claim application notices from SSS. Okay? So, check nyo lang po. Also, kagaya na nabanggit ko kanina, pwede po tayong mag-follow up. Pwede po tayong, aside from the email address, nausap tayo at sss.gov.ph, pwede po kayong tumawag sa aming hotline 1455. Okay? So, para po to-monitor yung status ng inyong retirement application. So, before I end my presentation, tandaan po natin, okay? Kung wala pa po kayong forever, baka na kay SSS na po yan. Kasi kay SSS, once a member is always a member of SSS. Okay? So kay SSS may forever. So treat your contribution not as a burden, but as an investment. So walang ibang makikinabang dito, kundi yung kayo mismo. Okay, tayo mismo, kasi ako rin po ay miyembro ng SSS, tayo mismo bilang miyembro ng SSS at yung ating mga beneficiary. Our SSS contributions serve as a long-term savings plan for future needs. So that ends my presentation. Maraming salamat po at mabuting araw sa inyong lahat.
Okay, maraming salamat Sir Jomer sa detalyadong pagpapaliwanag ng mga patungkol sa policies, qualifying conditions, and manner of filing ng retirement benefit. Bago po tayo mag-proceed sa question and answer portion, nais lang po naming ipaalala sa lahat na maging alerto, mag-ingat at maging mapanuri sa mga smishing text message scam. Siguro po ang ilan sa inyo naka-receive ng ganyang text na nakikita nyo sa screen. So wag na wag po nating i-click ang link na mare-receive natin through text. Ang benibisyong ibinibigay ng SSS ay mula lamang sa mga benefit claims ng miyembro. Kindly report suspicious messages to SSS Fraud Investigation Department via email sa fid@sss.gov.ph. Maging mapanuri mga ka-eskwela. Think before you click. Okay. Ipopost po namin yung mga nakuha nating questions sa ating chat box. So, ang unang question galing kay Anonymous, ayaw niya magpakilala. What if the pensioner decided to work again for a company after claiming the retirement benefits? Will that affect his or her monthly pension? And will the company be obligated to pay for her contribution again? Sir Jomer?
Yes, okay. Andito na naman yung suki nating si Anonymous. Okay, so yung tanong, yes, it will definitely affect, especially kung yung miyembro natin ay below the age of 65 years old. So, ang mangyayari, yung kanyang monthly pension shall be suspended at yung employer niya, i-require siya na kaltasan uli yung miyembro natin at dagdagan yun ng employer share and remit it to SSS. Unless yung member ay 65 years old and above na, then wala na siyang magiging epekto. So, tuloy-tuloy lang yung magiging pension niya kay SSS, and at the same time, hindi natin i-require yung employer na i-report pa itong miyembro na to. Again, kung yung retiree ay 65 years old and above na.
Thank you, Sir Jomer, sa detailed na explanation sa question ni Anonymous. Okay, sa ating pong pangalawang question, galing kay Jenna. Shout out
Jenna.
kay Jenna.
Jenna ba to?
Okay, one of our employee will be turning 60 this coming January 1, 2025. She's asking how early should she file for her retirement benefits?
So one of our employees will be turning 60 this coming January 1. She's asking how early will she? Actually, the earliest is yung kanyang mismong birth month, yung kung kailan siya mag-turn 60. So yun po. But ito, ang pinapayo natin for our members who will be filing their retirement benefit in SSS before you turn 60 or 65 or before you submit your retirement application, siguro 2, 3 months, 4 months before the date of retirement, visit any SSS office nearest you to check your records. Check ninyo yung records ninyo. check your documents. Baka mamaya iba yung date of birth mo pala doon sa SSS compared doon sa mga valid IDs na hawak mo. Diba? Also, check mo rin baka mamaya meron kang unpaid loan obligation. Diba? So, yung loans po kasi natin, ibinabawas yan sa pension ng ating mga retirees. So, ito paalala lang. So, check your records. Baka may naiwan kayong utang. Especially now that we have yung tinatawag natin na consolidated loan program with condonation of penalties na kung saan hindi na binabayaran ng miyembro yung penalty, principal at interest na lang. So, we highly suggest na mag-apply muna sila. Lalo kung meron kayong nga po unpaid loan kay SSS, mag-avail muna kayo ng consol loan, bayaran yung principal at interest, yung consolidated loan amount, then tsaka po tayo mag-file ng retirement. Okay? So para makatipid tayo, yung penalty hindi na natin siya babayaran.
Ayan, salamat Sir Jomer. Again, pinapaalalahan natin lahat ng mga members ng SSS na check your records.
Yes.
Ay, eto naman po yung sunod na question galing kay Jubei or Juby. How true na need mataas ang hulog last 5 years para mas mataas ang makuhang pension?
Okay, actually yung last 5 years na to, ito kasi yung tinutukoy natin na last 60 months prior to semester of contingency. So, babalikan natin yung mga factors na nakakaapekto sa pension ng retiree. So, andun yung average monthly salary credit. So, to compute the average monthly salary credit, di po ba, naipaliwanag natin kanina na dalawa yan. Last 60, average and last 60 posted monthly salary credit prior to the semester of retirement at saka yung total contributions paid in SSS prior to the semester of retirement divided by the same number of contributions paid within the period. So, kung alin na mataas sa dalawa. So, madalas po kasi ang madalas na nagagamit natin kasi sabi natin whichever is higher dun sa dalawa. Pero madalas na nagagamit natin yung last 60 months, which is yun yung last 5 years. Kasi normally, di ba, andun yung peak ng sahod talaga. So, kaya talaga nakaka-apekto po yan. Kaya, paalala lang din sa ating mga member, reminder na ingatan natin. Okay? So, ingatan natin yung last 5 years natin as much as possible. Hindi talaga bumababa yung contributions natin dyan. Kasi may epekto siya dun sa pension natin.
Okay, thank you Sir Jomer. Ayan, sa mga paliwanag ni Sir Jomer, malamang magiging ready na tayo pag-file ng retirement. Meron po tayong another question from Fresh. Shout out kay Fresh. Pwede bang maibawas ang loan ko sa magiging retirement pension ko?
Actually, binabawas talaga siya. Yung mga loan natin, yung mga unpaid loan obligation natin, binabawas talaga yan doon sa ating retirement pension. Pero yun nga po, kung meron tayong unpaid loan obligation, so definitely, lalo na kung medyo matagal-tagal na yan, nag-incur na yan ng penalty. So kagaya ng nabanggit na natin kanina, we highly suggest na tayo ay mag-apply muna ng consol loan program before tayo mag-submit o mag-apply ng ating retirement. Kasi pagka tayo po ay dumiretso sa pagsasabit ng retirement application na kung saan mayroon pa pala tayong naiwang o pagkakautang kay SSS na nag-incur na ng penalty, pati penalty po ibabawas dun sa magiging pension natin. Sayang naman, di ba? Lalo na kung medyo matagal na yan. So, dekada na hindi nabayaran. So, medyo palong-palo na yung penalty mo dyan. Sayang din yung matitipid natin. So, again, kung meron kayong unpaid loan obligation, check your records, and then apply for consol loan, tsaka tayo mag-apply ng retirement.
Again, thank you, Sir Jomer. Ito na ang last question natin para sa ating topic na retirement benefit from Ja. Ano kadalasan ang nagiging dahilan kung bakit natatagalan ang process ng retirement? Yung iba ko kasing kaibigan, mabilis lang. Yung iba naman, umaabot ng ilang buwan bago makapag-pension.
Okay, so ganito yan. Yung iba sabi, bakit yung iba ang bilis? Most probably kaya mabilis siya kasi una sa lahat, in order yung record niya. Okay? Nagmamatch yung date of birth niya, yung pangalan niya, doon sa mga IDs, doon sa mga documents na sinasubmit niya kay SSS. Kaya tumatagal minsan yung pag-process ng retirement natin kung hindi nagmamatch, may discrepancy doon sa mga sinasubmit nating document sa record na naka-SSS. May mga miyembro tayo na noong unang panahon, di ba, nagpapabata, nagpapatanda. So, para kumbaga ma-hire sila, magkatrabaho. So ngayon, ito, may discrepancy na doon sa mga records nila na sinasubmit naman kay SSS. So again, yun yung mga nagiging possible reason bakit nagkakaroon ng pagtagal o pagkaantala sa pagproseso ng retirement. Kaya kanina, kung babalikan uli natin, di ba, pinayo natin dun sa may nagtanong, kailan ba ako pwede mag-file ng retirement? So dinagdag natin doon na bago kayo pag-file ng retirement, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, pumunta na kay SSS, punta kay SSS, call us or email us at usap tayo at sss.gov.ph to check your records. Check ninyo. Baka mamaya may discrepancy sa date of birth, may discrepancy sa pangalan. Ayusin na natin habang hindi pa dumarating yung ating date of retirement para sa oras na tayo mag-file ng retirement, mabilis na. Kasi kumbaga in order na lahat.
Ayan. Thank you so much, Sir Jomer, sa malinaw na pagsagot ng mga katanungan ng ating mga participants. Panibagong marami tayong natutunan at mas naliwanagan patungkol sa ating first topic.
Maasahan ang kabalikat ng bayan, handog sa miyembro, serbisyo magkabago. Express.